like that?
Sounds pretty good to me.
Did y'all see it? Did you see it?
You see nothing.
Y'all, you didn't see it playing?
Mm-mm. You can't see nothing on ours.
Oh, you couldn't see it on your side?
Mm-mm.
What about you, John? Did you see it?
You was in a car driving. I saw. Then I heard the music playing. Was that what it is?
Yeah, that was to my intro.
Okay, yeah, that was
Yeah.
tough.
You didn't read none of the words or nothing? That's all you
Yeah,
noticed?
yeah, man. You had put it all in there. I was looking like, wow.
Yeah, I was trying to get it like what's the name? The Sopranos, you know.
Yeah, that's
Woke up
my,
this
that's
yeah.
my.
morning. And now look, I really wanted to use that theme song so bad, man, but I already got like 2 strikes. And the third strike
They gonna
against my
ban you.
channel. Yeah. 3 strikes you're out.
They gonna ban you.
Like you in California or something. Like I'm in California with three
But you know, if
charges.
you speed up, but you know, you change it if you speed up the tempo. They can't detect it.
Oh,
Little
really?
audio trick.
See,
Yeah,
see,
it's a
I
little
knew.
audio trick.
See, you know what? I knew I had y'all niggas on here for a good reason. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little audio trick. You speed up the tempo and it'll take all of that shit out of there. So that way they can't say that it's copyrighted because it's not the same tempo.
Oh
So you
man.
change the tempo of it and there, voila, there you go.
Well, how would it sound? It would sound kind of funky, wouldn't it?
And just gotta, it's almost like doing your own. But you don't want to steal nobody else's anyway. You want to do your own anyway.
I know, but I still wanted that feel. Like, you know, that feel when Tony Soprano driving through New Jersey.
Do it. You can do it. You can do it yourself.
You know, and he got the rings on his finger and
puffing on
that cigar. You know what I mean? that's the feel. Didn't it remind you of that a little bit, John?
Yeah, that's cold, man. I like that.
But I heard that beat. I was like, you know what? I'll rock with this beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all you do is just raise up the tempo and you good to go.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so guys, I thank you once again for joining. I got my boy to the right of me, the iPhone 2 user, and you know you could change your name, you know, anytime you want. Nerio.
As soon as I'm done driving.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, my boy Nerio, good, excellent truck driver. You know, started off around the same time I started. Entrepreneur / ladies man / nigga from the streets
/
hustler. And my boy at the bottom, coming out of Detroit, Michigan, my boy King. I grew up with the nigga. I knew the nigga ever since he was 12.
She was 5.
12, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, man. It was
sandbox.
early, man. It was early.
Yeah.
Early in the game. I think I was in the 4th grade when I met you.
Right. We was living in Southfield.
Sandbox, bro.
Yeah, right there on Westland Street.
Westland Street. We used to go up and down.
I went by there the other day and I was just reminiscing, like, man, you know, you look at the houses, like, man, we actually lived in there.
Hey, you know what?
I mean? Like,
you stay how many houses? How many houses down did you stay? Like about 5, 6?
About 7 of them, yeah.
Because I knew what house. I remembered the house that I stayed in with my family. But I didn't remember your house last time I drove down there. And I knew a few other people's houses that I couldn't remember, you know? Because it's been so long. And it's like, don't it seem like when you haven't been somewhere in a while, like it just gets smaller, don't it?
Yeah, it do.
And it gets to the point to where sometimes, man, I get sick. Because it holds so many memories. And I mean, it could either be good or bad sometimes. Feel like you're going somewhere, you just feel like you want to fucking throw up. You're sick to your stomach for the stuff that you see and stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is. You know, so just thinking about that though, man, and you know, you certified, man, because you're still here. You know, y'all still here. Y'all been through shit, but you're still here. A lot of our family and friends that lived around in that area, they gone, man. They gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah, they're
obviously
in
y'all
jail.
doing something right. Yeah, they're in jail, you know, so.
All right, yeah, guys. While we're talking about that, the main topic I wanted to discuss today was the pros and the cons of being a street nigga. And what, in y'all's opinion, are the benefits, and what are the downfalls of being a street nigga? And I could just start off with, and kick it on off, and then I'll pass it to you, Jonathan, and then after that, we'll let Nerio chime in. But basically, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, as someone who was born in Detroit but not living his whole life in the hood, we moved out when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and to the metro suburbs, and basically my whole life I always had one foot in the hood and another foot out the hood, because I always had family and cousins and friends and then girlfriends and shit. So I seen a lot of shit, even though I wasn't a consistent resident. You know what I mean? And then when I got married, we bought a house in Detroit. But anyway, I'm not saying that to give my hood resume or nothing like that. Well, basically,
No, you are. You are. You are. You are.
anyway,
Because that's the definition of what it is, my guy. Like,
in my opinion,
in
my opinion, right? In my humble opinion, a street nigga is someone who, when their back is up against the wall, they will get their hustle on, to get it out the mud and make shit happen when the chips start stacked against them. A street nigga also is creative. They have ingenuity. They are very resourceful. They also tend to be people who do not think that they are better than you per se. At least most of them, the good ones. You never see a street nigga with a superior type of attitude. He'll, kick it with damn near anybody. You know what I'm saying? And those to me are the good qualities, right? And as far as I'm concerned, another one is, I forgot. Another one is, you can't bully a street nigga, because a street nigga gonna stand up for himself. He'll be one of the first motherfuckers to stand up for himself.
He better, or he lose his stripes.
Right.
Everybody
You be hard pressed to try to bully a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's shit like
You
that.
don't know who he is.
Right. It's shit like that. But it's shit like that where you see violence in the news because somebody went out of pocket. You know what I mean? But a street nigga is based, to sum it up, basically somebody who will stand for something and not fall for nothing, even though what he's standing for may not be correct. He's standing firm on something, right? So all of those characteristics that I just listed, which some can be positive, some can be negative, depending on your perspective. in my opinion, I check every single one of those boxes. Even though I'm what someone would call a very well-spoken, intelligent. Well, sometimes I'm intelligent. I can be intelligent.
Nah, man, you never discredit yourself, man. You always give yourself the utmost. Always.
Yeah. I joke, but and you know how you sometimes have females that like will only fuck with a certain type of nigga, you know what I mean? Like,
Because he don't have that caliber to, move weight and smack the shit out of him. Give him that gangster love.
Hold on. One second. A bitch sometimes will pass up a really good nigga, somebody who nine women, all the women 9 times out of 10 would not pass up on, just because he's not a street nigga. Like, it just happened recently with Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Now, we don't know the particulars, and a lot of people, like, I was on a podcast last night where we speculated, but I've been in situations where I dated a female and she ain't want shit to do with me because I wasn't, I don't come across as somebody that's from the streets. You know what I mean? I don't walk in, I don't have
thousand chains around your neck.
The chains.
You got the bag,
the ice, the grill in my mouth, the tattoos. None of that shit. But when it boils down to it, when it boils the fuck down to it, I'm not someone who you want to fuck with. You feel me? Bitches like this.
Or no paper, no phone, no texting, no writing, nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get.
Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar to y'all?
Yeah. That sound like every black woman.
But
no shit.
Listen, I've dropped out of high school, right? And I went back to get my GED years later, and everybody was impressed because they told me that I've been out of school for a long time, and I took the pre-test. They give you like this pre-test to see how you're gonna do on the actual test, right? So you don't waste your money, But
assessment test.
Right. So on the pre-test, I had college level reading, writing, and English literature testing scores, right? And they all asked me, "You've been out of school how long? When did you drop out?" I said, about three years ago. They was like, "Well, how do you know all this stuff?" Because I always learn through other means, like TV and shit like that. Right.
Free etiquette. But here's the question.
Go ahead.
Why did you have to drop out of school?
Now, that's a whole nother story, but I'll give you the quick version. My mother did the best she can raising 4 kids, and then we had our uncle living with us who was mentally disabled, right?
Mm-hmm.
He moved in with us when my grandmother passed away because my grandmother was his legal guardian, if you will, right? So when my grandmother passed away, became my mother's responsibility to take care of my uncle. So it was like what, 6 of us in the same house. And my mother did her best with one job, one single parent, no help from my stepdad. And
so as you getting older, you seeing this.
As we getting older, we don't have the nicest clothes and the nicest shoes to wear. So it became tough for me, especially when I'm starting to like females, right? After that age of puberty, right? And motherfuckers in there, making jokes about, oh, that nigga, look at that nigga's shoes, dog.
That nigga got the 4K.
Look,
got the Shaq daddies.
Levy Middle School. Levy Middle School. Do you remember that school? Levy Middle School, man, was tough.
Yeah, I remember that school, man. Yeah, that was my middle school.
Bro, and then my brother, I guess I don't know if he had a choice or not, but Robert, he wore a pair of shoes that was split down the middle. So he took some duct tape to hold them together. And they all, that motherfucking school clowned on him, man. He was known as Duck Feet, right? And then I was the brother of Duck Feet. You feel me? And then so a lot of people
they clowned y'all.
A lot of people followed us.
Because y'all didn't look like them.
Yeah, a lot of them motherfuckers followed us from middle school to high school, right? And they all remembered that. So high school was way more tougher than the middle school. And I just like, I can't deal with this, man. Let me go get a job. And that's why I dropped out. And it was dumb.
That was your pros and cons, bro.
Yeah. All because of materialism. That's why I dropped out. But school is a tough motherfucker, man. It's hard for a kid, bro.
Nowadays, you see these kids killing themselves because they getting bullied.
Yeah,
that shit is.
I understand.
It's not how it used to be. How we used to be, man. How we used to grow up. You used to have to knuckle up, man. Take ass whoopers, joke back, something, because telling was not in our forte. We couldn't tell, man. If you told, nigga, you was a snitch, and if you a snitch, nigga, you get your ass beat every day. Lunch money, I need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, you're not coming to school with this shit ever. I mean,
so Nerio, while you got the mic, not to cut you off, but go ahead and explain, in your words, the pros and cons of being a street nigga. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to, you got the floor now.
Well, man, being a street nigga in its all mentality, bro, is nothing to fuck with, because it's not like you're born to be this way. It's just what the fuck it is. Like, man, I come from the bottom of the gutter, man. I'm a 12th Street 100 years, but I'm a St. Lunatic too. I'm from St. Louis. I'm from California. I'm from wherever you want me to be, but I carry who I am on my shoulders, bro, and I ain't taking no shit from nobody. You know what I mean? I come from a household of 12. My mama left and told me to make sure that you take care of your brothers and sisters, no matter what. And she left for some dick. You feel me? Crack cocaine back in the 80s. You know what I mean? I hit the newspaper everywhere. My mama left us in the house for weeks, bro. And at the end of the day, I had to feed. I'm only 5, bro. And my little brothers and sisters is 5 on down. It's only 4 of us. Turns out to be 12. So at the end of the day, I have to stick my fucking neck out. It's either you stick your neck out or you get your chest caved back in. So the projects over there off of Detroit downtown area, the little brown and red brick apartments they used to stay over there. I used to live over there. Man, my first encounter with knowing the difference of what I have to do versus what you shouldn't do came a time when somebody took something from me. And my mom told me flat out, if you bring your ass back in this house and you don't have that toy, I'm going to beat your ass. So it puts you in the mind state that you either going to stand up for something or you're going to die for everything. I know that I'm not dying with nothing on me, bro. But at the same time, I'm willing to risk my life for what I believe in. So the pros and cons is not really a pros and a cons. It's about what your belief is. And do you have loyalty and respect for yourself, or do you have loyalty and respect for niggas that you don't know? Because loyalty and respect, it can intertwine with a lot of shit. So you got most of these niggas that know how to go to the bag. They mom and they dad taught them this shit when they was at a young age. And you have some niggas that don't have to be like this, and they mama have the golden spoon fed into their fucking mouth. They had everything that they fucking want. They have to fight for nothing. And then you got the niggas that's just idiots that just don't give a fuck, bro. They have no remorse about life at all. And these niggas will go to school with you, and when they get out of school, it's time to clock out. The niggas got a whole AK-47 sitting in their duffel bag waiting on you to walk by, because they want what you got. It's insane, because it's majority of blacks. You have some whites, but the whites come from the trailer park side. So when it becomes to be a definition of street nigga, it is really, for me, for my preference, it's about what you believe. It has no camaraderie of what a definition of it, because it's your definition could mean so many definitions. Like you told me earlier, somebody told you that you wasn't a street nigga. Okay. I might have been a street nigga back in the day, but it's a difference of being a street nigga and trying to get out of being a nigga. Because now I got a family that I gotta feed, homeboy. And at the same token, it's harder for me to do this shit this way than for me to do it the regular way. Because if I do it the regular way, I do a 10-year bid versus getting $5,000 to feed my family every month. So I'm gonna hustle this shit, or am I gonna sell this shit? And at the end of the day, it's mainly what you're gonna do with your life that's gonna benefit you and your family. Some niggas is good at this shit. Some niggas not. Not everybody know how to sell crack on the corner and wear a white t-shirt well. If you gonna do that, you might as well go get you a 9 to 5, because you still gotta look behind your back. You still gotta take orders until somebody die off, and then you take their spot. What's the difference? It's the same work. Some niggas just willing to take it the easy route, and some niggas willing to take shortcuts, and some just want to do it the right way. But it's hard either way around, especially when you're a black man in America. You know what I mean? It has no definition to this shit. Because you got cops that's street niggas and still lock the niggas up that's good niggas, knowing it. Prime example, I got hit with a case for taking up for my household. And in the process of me never being in the system, I caught 2 charges. And I'm taking up for my family. You're willing to put me in the system, and they were going 5 years for me. That's never did shit. I just never got caught. I'll say that. I never got caught. This time I got caught. But I got caught doing the right shit. But you rewarded the people that was doing the bad shit. I'm sitting there fucking probation. These motherfuckers walking in probation. How the fuck does that work? I'm talking to my lawyer. I just paid you $14,000, my man. But because you know you're not going to see me again, I'm not qualified as your guy. So what he tell me? You plead guilty to this shit. You hired a lawyer. You hired a friend that's friends with the people in the courts and not a fucking lawyer. Those was his exact words. And when you do your 5 years and you ready to get off or whatever, you come back to me and I'll get you off. Fuck you. I'm good. So now you living with a rap sheet on you for some shit you ain't even do, but you gotta play by their fucking rules. This is the streets. You black, you ain't well fed, you ain't well educated, you don't really know this shit. So if you try to fight this shit, what are the odds you go to jail for it? And I've been in and out, bro. And where the fuck did it get me? More bills that I gotta pay, because every time you go to court, you gotta pay court. So am I gonna do that, or am I gonna stay the fuck out these streets? Let these young niggas have it. Y'all hardhead, y'all don't want to listen, y'all don't want to follow the instructions or what the fuck it takes. Y'all want to keep taking these shortcuts like this shit is Grand Theft Auto? Fine by me. I seen it. I know it. Now, their biggest thing now is they ain't even want to be street niggas no more. They want to scheme and scam. That's the new shit now. It ain't even about how hard you is because these niggas ain't boxing in the streets no more. How we used to do it, we used to knuckle the fuck up. They ain't doing that shit, nigga. They pulling the fuck up and they pulling out cats and they got a bunch of friends with them. We outnumbered. It ain't even our world no more. So at this point, for my purposes, I got a daughter. Fuck these streets. Because you're not gonna bury me 12 feet under. And my daughter's still living out here for another street nigga to have my daughter and teach her the shit that I was supposed to teach her. You whooping her ass and you putting your hands on her. I can't have that, man. I gotta survive though. I'm gonna survive. Mentality is to live. Because everybody know nobody knows what it feels like to die. But everybody knows what it feels like to live. That's just like I gave my girl a scenario not too long ago. Those people that died at 9/11, a street mentality. And just drop something on you real quick and then I'm gonna be done. What would you rather do? Knowing that you're gonna die, knowing that this building is gonna crush you in fucking pieces, but you don't know. How much heart do you have to jump out of the door versus letting it crumble you?
And not only that, y'all, I just like to take a moment to introduce my big cousin, my big cuzzo.
What up, big cuz?
He go by the name of K. He is a producer extraordinaire. You know, anybody need you know, they rap, they music worked on. This right here is the brother, certified, registered, all that. I'm telling you, and he got good stuff. Where my boy King go? But anyway, this is K. Good to have you. Good to have you, sir.
What up? What up?
Yes, sir. We was there you go. Okay, this is my cousin. This is my cousin. Hey, look. Okay, we was just talking about being the pros and cons of being a street nigga. Right? Most of the good street niggas I know, right? They are that way because they have to be. But they work their way. The whole point is to get up off the streets and to reach success and not remain a street nigga, you know? In my opinion, street niggas, the pros and the attributes, the positive attributes of street niggas is that they're resourceful, they're creative, they have ingenuity. You got to take a street nigga serious because he is the first type of dude that'll stand up for himself. They tend not to be the superior type where they feel like they're better than you, at least, you know, the good niggas, you know, and those are the positive attributes. And I was talking to my boy the other day, Knock. I'm gonna have him on one day. He be tied up a lot, but he was telling me, he was explaining to me about Jay-Z, right? And how that's like a definition of a street nigga, you know, when he started off. But if you were to look at him now and didn't know who he was, didn't know he was a rapper or nothing like that, looking at him now, he doesn't look like a street nigga. So based on that, Cuzzo, what are your thoughts?
Street nigga shit, like pros and cons.
Yes, sir.
I mean, hold on, let somebody else go right quick. I'm gonna step in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to this, you know, a lot of people get the shit misconstrued. You know what I mean? They don't know the difference between gangsters, thugs, hustlers, and street niggas.
Hey, my boy, King, not to cut you off, I apologize, man, but there's a big echo coming. All right.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Audio.
Okay, what about now?
Oh yeah, much better. There you go ahead.
Okay. A lot of motherfuckers think that gangsters and thugs and hustlers are one and the same. You know what I mean? And they try to bring them all together under the umbrella of street niggas, right? But the street niggas would be like the umbrella to the gangsters, the thugs, the hustlers. So to say street nigga is kind of broad. You know what I mean? It's like, what type of street nigga are you? Are you a gangster? Are you a thug? Are you a hustler? Because all of them got something in common. You know what I'm saying? Their corporate offices in the streets.
Hmm. Okay. So in your opinion, what are the positive things about being a street nigga?
Well, when you
Is
say
that
positive,
is that something that a person should carry on with them their entire life, with, or should they aspire to be something more?
all right. So if you was to define positive, positive means consisting in or characterized by the presence or the possession of features of qualities rather than absence. You know what I'm saying? Or something constructive, something that is optimistic, something that, you know what I'm saying, is a benefit to another.
Precisely.
Okay. So that being the case, when you say what's the positivity out of being a street nigga, that's irrelevant because it's shit positive about it. A lot of them trying to get out of that shit because they trying to move up out the hood. They trying to get up out that motherfucker because all they see is motherfuckers dying and going to jail. And so that's why you see a lot of motherfucking street niggas try to convert after they made it to being family men, you know, having a wife, you know. Let's just look at Gucci Mane for an example. You know, Gucci Mane, you know, he was the street, he made a song named Street Niggas. You know what I mean?
Right. I just
And
watched it
so
the other
when,
day.
yeah, so when you see him now, yeah, he still got the swag of a street nigga. But when you see his lifestyle now, he a big homie to the point to where he lived that street nigga life, but he was able to graduate and to be that big homie for the rest of the street niggas that's trying to come out.
Yeah. But what do you say about the some of the new generation of rappers now who uh come into, thousands of dollars, you
I
know,
got a perfect example for you.
they make like Young Thug and all these rappers who make it to where a lot of people want to be, but throw their lives away because they're still involved in that streets. What do you say about that?
Yeah, so when it comes to that, you know what I'm saying? These little homies out here, you know, they claiming to be street niggas and they bought that life, but then you go in their life, they got managers, their mama is on speed dial, you know, they out here with these, you know what I'm saying, rap songs and shit, claim to be something that they not, you know, because the rap label will mail them out a wig with cornrows and say, you got to wear this in your next video because you got to look like a street nigga. And so this motherfucker looking at the wig with the cornrows on it like, fuck, I got a ball fade. Well, all of a sudden I'm going to pop up with some six-parted braids. Really? And so these record labels, to get that street nigga type of vibe, they would make these individuals look like something to where you would think they was a street nigga. Or in actuality, the real street niggas will look at these niggas and say, man, these motherfuckers are clowns. So much so, I would say that there's a crisis between relevance and identity. And we went over that in the last uh, podcast, you know, because it seems like the more relevant you are, the less identifiable you are. Or it seems like the more relevant you are, the greater the risk of losing your identity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Nerio, you had something to say?
So I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's on Hulu, man. It's called with Big U, Trick, Deb, and a bunch of other people in it. And they're talking about that same exact life, but they're talking about more of like the rappers. They're talking about Gucci Man, Nicki Minaj, and all of them. You should check it out, man. Can't think of the name of it though at the moment, but
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You guys got some interesting perspectives, and my boy King, man, deep as ever, man. Uh, but in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and I talked a whole lot about this before you came on, cuz but to me, you never change who you are, you know, uh no matter what type of success you come to, or what situation you're in, what I mean, you always going to remain your true self. um that being said, it still does not mean that a person can have growth in their life. And like you said, King, like you said, constructive, positive growth. No, when we're born into this world, nobody asked to be a street nigga. It's just the situation that they're born into. So they have to do what they got to do to make ends meet.
Why are you making excuses for niggas? That's what I was talking about the other day. When that ain't nothing but an excuse for a motherfucker to lean on to go be a street nigga. And people did ask to be street niggas. There's plenty of niggas who choose that path. That path ain't choosing everybody like that. But it's so much glamour. There's so much glamour involved in it that everybody it's like a fucking magnet. You know what I'm saying? Nobody out here teaching motherfuckers that it ain't what you want to be. They teaching you that you get rich and famous off being in the streets. When
Right.
it ain't no. What's the example of a rich and famous street nigga? It ain't that many, bro.
No,
Trust
no.
me. And look,
there's a lot of pretenders out there, huh?
And if they did get rich, they used that little money that they got to put it into something legit and then got rich off of something legit. Niggas ain't just out here getting fucking rich off of illegal shit, dog. You might get a pile of money, but you still gotta live. You still want to live a fast life, and that shit ain't sustainable. You might have a little run. We done all had runs before in the streets, but we know that shit ain't sustainable. That's how many motherfuckers out here talking about they reliving their glory days, about what they did 10, 12 years ago, how many bowls they had back in fucking 2005 and all of that shit.
he lost the power.
You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't no fucking, that shit ain't not even sustainable, man. There is no, I don't know if you want to call it positivity or whatever out of that shit.
Pros and cons. I mean, there's no pros and cons when it comes to a period. It's just at the end of the day, these little niggas like shortcuts, and they don't understand that getting a 9 to 5, you're doing the same shit.
Exactly, it's a shortcut. That's all it is.
That's all they want is shortcuts. You can't shortcut life, man. I mean, you can find your ass in a grave site somewhere with a nice little tombstone if you get that. But how many street niggas you know, Rich, getting killed out here in these streets and they got an insurance policy?
None.
And I bet you all these motherfuckers that's claiming to be street niggas, I guarantee you, I put money on that shit. They can't even name 10 streets in their own shit.
Why
or
do you,
let alone,
why is that?
or let
Why do you
alone,
think that?
or let alone if something was to happen to them, somebody be able to feed their family at the end of the day.
Right.
Bullshit you not. I bullshit you not. Is this shit ain't the same way I used to be no more. It's every man for themselves out here. So
Because you
these
know what I'm
motherfuckers
saying?
just claiming to be street niggas. Okay, you a street nigga, but your family starving. Y'all was in
That's
a
right.
mansion, and now because you're no longer here anymore, you didn't think to set your kids up for life. You was a fool.
And now you a street nigga and your boy just ratted you out and snitched on you. Now you
Because you ain't
behind
had
county
common sense.
walls. And now he taking care of your woman. Like, yo, bro, I got you, bro. I'm gonna take care of it, bro.
Taco Tuesdays.
You know what I mean? He was like, you call it behind bars, like, hey, street nigga, you got me. He like, hell yeah, she good. Not knowing that
He
motherfucker banging
hugging
her
her
up
the
against
whole
the
time.
wall, whole motherfucking time. And you thinking you like, yeah, I'm a street nigga. I'm doing this for the streets. And these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you.
Nah, they just want your ass out the way.
Out the way. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's what you come home with. You know what I'm saying? And I'd rather have slow money than fast money. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have slow money than no money. Because you think about it. Street niggas claim to get these 15 G's a pop, 20 G's a pop. But you only do that for 3 months and then you lock the fuck up or you dead. Versus a motherfucker that's making an hourly wage or he doing a little side business, legal shit over a course of 10 years. You know what I mean? He outdo that street nigga any day. Because now all that money you got under your mattress, guess where it's about to go?
To the fucking feds. And they ain't gonna do nothing but recycle that shit back to the community.
Back to the community.
Or take that shit for themselves.
There you go. And now, all of a sudden, with the gun reform, you know what I'm saying, you got all kind of shit going out there. So I kind of like this topic you got because this goes hand in hand, with the gun reform and with these so-called street niggas. Because I think these motherfuckers glorify that because they want to be alphas. And because they think all street niggas is alphas, they just want to be street niggas, not knowing that you could be an alpha without the title of a street nigga. You can use that same street nigga approach in the Fortune 500 company.
Yep. You got to know how to versify yourself. You play this game along with that.
I'm gonna make this last point and then we get into the next topic. But see, there's a problem with our women, right? Who find themselves only attracted to a certain type of nigga, right? Where they will pass up on the good niggas, the educated, well-spoken, intelligent nigga. And for a particular street type of nigga, right? Now, why is this? When the intelligent motherfuckers with the good grades and the degrees who actually work to better themselves, right? They usually end up with all the money and the power, right? When it comes to politically or the private sector or whatever, what have you. They usually so why is our women, but not all of them, but we was just me and my cousin was just on a podcast talking about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan.
So I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna break it down to you in the simplest form. Because somebody broke it down. Somebody broke it down to me.
Go ahead and we'll let everybody speak one last time, and we'll transition to the next topic. But go ahead, Neriel. My bad.
Why do you think the king is the king of the jungle?
You asking me a question or you making a statement?
No, I'm asking you a question because he ain't faster than the cheetah. He ain't bigger than the elephant. But he knows for a fact if he runs a bunch of hyenas, he knows for a fact he can whoop their ass, right? But he's always gonna be outnumbered. It's fucking mentality. That's what makes him the king of the jungle. Because he can outthink your ass. So every time he walks into that jungle, he looks at the elephant like he's lunch. That's why our women act like that. It's not mainly to say all of them. Don't no woman want no pussy for a man. And if that man shows that another man is more dominant than that man, then you got a problem on your hands. But if that woman ain't gonna be loyal to you, you shouldn't even have her in the first place.
Okay,
Let her go.
I get what you're saying. Because it's that animal type nature that's built within us.
Testosterone.
It's built within the woman to
They smell it.
naturally go for the alpha type male, right? So
right.
my question is, what I was trying to get to was, why is that alpha always associated with the street nigga? Why can't it be associated with the intelligent?
See, with a woman, you don't know what she knows.
Because there's alphas.
Versus,
go ahead.
You don't know what she knows versus what, like, you know, I'm a truck driver, but you don't know what I do outside of being a truck driver. But my bitch gonna always know what I do. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm showing her something different, she might just go for a ride with me. I got your girl just like that. Because she already know what you land with. And most of these niggas don't have ambition. Most of these niggas don't want shit. So she looking to secure the bag and looking for somewhere where she can lay her head at, and she ain't got to do that much work. But you got some that are willing to do the work with you. It's all about who that person is. And some of these women like it, some of these women don't know. Half of us didn't grow up with a father figure in our household. And that comes with the economy of this world, period. So a lot of these women don't know, and it's our job to teach them. We fall short of the system because when we gone for a long time, who's there to teach them what they need to be taught? Everybody is built for that person that you want to be in your life. Y'all learning each other at that point. So it's no longer about this person has this and this person has that. It's about the stability of living. Nobody wants to be poor. So if this man got more money, like right now, bullshit you not. If Young Jeezy was to come down here right now, Lil Wayne, T.I., all of them niggas have our bitches, bro. They be gone. Even Kevin Gates is a prime example. They'll have our chicks, bro. Because what kind of ambition are they going for and what they got going on in life? And they've been doing this shit for over 10 years.
When you say they have our chicks, what you mean?
Because they have more to offer.
No, who is our chicks though?
Anybody.
You mean like each one of our individual women?
Each one of our women, if they got it, they can have it. And it all depends on.
And when you mean have,
when
you say have, what do you mean? Just fuck them?
Fuck them, take them, whatever they want to do with them.
Well, then that's some no.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's basically saying that your girl lame as hell, though. That just because the nigga got some money, it's not saying. It's not saying that. It's saying the lifestyle of what they have. Our generation is a little bit deeper, so it's not about.
So is it our generation of women, or what do you talk? What do you get?
Our generation is different from the older generation. You know what I mean? It has some meaning to that. Like, prime example, they're still off the stage of where you're willing to die because your loved one is gone. You're willing to not live on this earth because of that. Our generation is like, okay, well, this motherfucker dead now, so we got to move on to the next thing. That love and that marriage shit don't exist in our world no more. And in an older world,
so you like in your 20s?
I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s.
Like early?
I'm in my 30s. Yep.
Okay.
So it don't exist no more. I learned a long time ago just watching my mom and my dad. When my mom passed away on Christmas, my dad died on Thanksgiving. And I saw what that love meant to him. He couldn't live without her. So he passed on a year later. So by me seeing that and understanding it, see the definition of love, but you're not going to get the same love that you have for someone else that they're going to give to you. especially in our time, because there's too many accesses for them to look at different women on internet, all of that shit. Back in the day, man, they didn't have internet shit like that. They hardly communicated. It was none of that. Honey, I'll see you when I get home. An 8-hour shift. Something probably happened to your kid. Father don't know about it till 8 hours later. Till he get home. Now everything's a phone call away. The internet is accessible. Everybody's showing their goods and what they got. So who's to say anything is loyal?
Hey, Key.
I'm glad I ain't got one of them. That's that generation.
Hold on 1 second.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. I be hearing about them though.
It's fucked up, man, because it's so like you got a lot of these women. They want you to do all of this. They want you to do all of that, but they don't understand. We don't come with a guideline. You know, when we say I do, man, sometimes we don't know what we're saying I do to. We're just saying I do. Divorced in about 2 years.
Go hear you with these things. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to wrap this up real quick. All right. Well, anybody got any last thoughts on that last topic? Or y'all ready to move on?
It's up to you, man.
So like
Hey,
at the end results of this, when it comes to the street nigga, for the listeners out there, what do you want to leave them with when it comes to the street niggas?
Well, what do you want to leave them with? You got any ideas?
So
I mean, I could.
y'all.
Well, basically, we just having a conversation, but I mean, I would leave it like, life is about learning and about growing, and not being on the same level that you was yesterday. You know what I mean? If you ever find yourself where you can't grow or you can't learn more, then that's not a place where anybody needs to be, So, just because you're in a situation where, and a lot of people, like my cousin said, choose to be in that situation because of the glamour or whatever, But
Hell yeah, because what the hell would make us, like I said the other day, what would make a 13-year-old kid who's supposed to damn near still just be getting an allowance from his parents, his mama or his daddy or whoever, is supposed to be getting a few dollars every few weeks, what would make a 13-year-old kid have the mindset of it's hard out here? What the fuck do you mean it's hard? You motherfucking right, it's hard. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so ingrained in motherfuckers' mind to come up with all these motherfucking excuses. Oh, it's hard out here. Yeah, it's hard out here because you ain't taking your little knucklehead ass to school. Hell yeah, when you look up and you 20 years old and you ain't graduated, and now hell yeah, it's gonna be hard because you didn't do all the necessary shit when it was easy. So hell yeah, it's hard now, motherfucker. Don't try to say it's hard when you young.
We ain't even lived yet.
Ain't even done shit. Talking about it's hard. Ain't shit fucking hard.
Tell them like this, man. The same people that you see that's fly now be broken a couple of years later all down the line. And you got to define out who you are and what lane you want to pass through. Stay out.
I think that 13-year-old kid probably heard somebody just decided to repeat it because they thought it was cool or whatnot.
Exactly. Just reflexively saying the shit.
But who are they? Who are they around? Who are they around? What role models do they have in their life? You know what I mean? Like that's a problem too. Do they got both parents?
Soft as fuck.
But anyway, the next topic is the other day I saw a clip on YouTube with Joy Behar, and they were on The View, and they were talking about gun reform, right? And she called herself making a joke, and she said they'll pass gun reform when all the black folk start to arm themselves. All right.
Well, you already know once black people do something, it's always a fucking problem.
We always the
Just like
popular
crack,
group.
just like drug, just like crack wasn't a problem until start reaching the white neighborhoods and they want to start coming up with all these laws. And then not the opioid addiction, it affect the white neighborhoods more, so they want to get help instead of fucking prison. So we can cut through the bullshit on that. We already know once black people start arming themselves, she said it sarcastically, but she said, I ain't even hear it, but I'm saying I could tell by the way she said it, that she said it sarcastically, but it's some real shit. It's some shit to get your ass to thinking like, yeah, once you see all these niggas out here with fucking AR-15s legally, then you
Walking
motherfuckers
around.
yeah. Like when you see the different demonstrations of when guys do them little open carry demonstrations, walk down the streets with their little gun and what they filming, you see how they react differently when it's
that's the NRA parade or some shit.
Yeah, we see the NRA never speak up when it's like when Philando Castillo got killed, he had that legal firearm on him.
Yeah.
Did the NRA come out and stick by him?
Nope.
Fuck no. They made every excuse in the world why that man got killed.
Out of all them videos, that was the most fucked up right there, you know, because the man saying it's registered, and the cop just didn't want to fucking, you know, and it was somebody saying, hey, I'm registered, or what was he? I'm paraphrasing, but I don't know if he's had those exact words, you know, but you know, he said, hey, it's legal, you know, it's legal.
No, I asked him, did he have a firearm on him? He said, yes, I have a registered firearm on me. And then when he went to, he asked him to give him his license and all of that shit. So as my man going to get him his shit, the motherfucking cop so fucking panicked because it's ingrained in motherfuckers' mind, black man had a gun. What they always say, he had, when a black man gets shot or something, they say, I thought he had a gun. Well, motherfucker, I thought y'all believed in the fucking Second Amendment. Just because a motherfucker got a gun don't make him fucking dangerous, according to y'all logic. So why every time a black motherfucker got a gun, y'all motherfuckers all of a sudden get scared? Whether he walking with that motherfucker openly on his back down the street, or he got it tucked in his waistband legally or not. Motherfucker always react different. And that's what the fuck she meant by that.
Okay, now, it did get me to thinking when I heard that. You're right, cuzzo. And this is what I thought. This is what I came up with. A law is a piece of paper. How many laws are already on the books about gun purchasing?
The laws is not for us. The laws is to protect them.
No, there's laws on the book.
It's to tag us along with that shit, because I'm one of the ones that had a concealed weapon on me and police pulled up on me in front of my house, and all they did was change the address to my shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then nobody come out for me. You know what I mean? I couldn't get Haida. I couldn't touch none of that shit. My gun was literally registered to me, but because I had it on me, they were trying to fuck my life as much as they could. So them laws didn't mean shit to them, but to lock my ass up. So with the way I look at it, it's like these laws that they make up is just to protect them, to keep us from having whatever the fuck it is that they got, because they give us the shittiest deals that they can give us. Same thing with the drugs.
No, what I'm saying is, my point is, what is another law gonna do, right?
It all depends on what kind of law it is, though, because the laws that they already got, like they got bans on assault rifles, like AKs and shit, but they already know that a gun like an AR-15, which is classified as not an assault rifle, that's why you always hear people saying assault style rifles. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We know an AR-15, you can lay down 35 people in a matter of less than a minute.
In a minute.
So that's, and like we were saying when we talked about this before, it's not that people want to, like, it's not for the people in the hood, because we know these not the people that's doing the mass shooting. Yeah, niggas in the hood got K's and shit like that. They go shoot niggas up.
We ain't going fucking Rambo and shit.
Yeah, and we need to do something, and we need to do something about that too. But as far as the mass killings, we already know that's a lunatic motherfucker who going into or a motherfucker who just turned 18, walking into a gun store and legally purchasing that gun.
That shit.
And purchasing all the bullets and all of that shit to go with it. So then the next day or the next week or two, after all this shit that he done plotted out over the last few months or whatever, he can go ahead and carry that shit out now. So the problem, as far as that situation goes, ain't the niggas that's the street style, the street like niggas.
I think, but my honest opinion though, I think they should do the same shit that they do with niggas that try to rent cars that's not 25 and up. Why y'all letting 18-year-olds purchase guns in the first fucking place?
You gotta have some type of background check, man, before they can walk out the store with a fucking AR.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, like, come on, man, like.
Shit,
when we used to try to rent cars,
high school kid.
You know what I'm saying? When we was 25, we couldn't even rent those fast cars until we was 25 and up. Or your insurance was gonna be high as shit. They need to do the same shit. Like, background them, make sure these niggas ain't been in no mental institution. Check with a fine tooth comb. But these motherfuckers at some of these stores, it's like, okay, yeah, he got the money. Oh, we about to get to the bag.
Little high school kid been getting fucking bullied for the last 2 years. Fucking probably got acne, getting teased, all type of shit. For real though, man.
Yeah, no, that's facts though.
That shit, it be coming from little shit like that, just getting bullied. Don't nobody want to sit with him at the lunch table. All type of all that type of shit, bro. You can't just let them type of people just go cop AR-15s. This little misfit looking dude walking to the store talking about, let me get an AR. Like, come on, man. I know you've been bullied. Hell no. You're not finna walk up out of this bitch and go kill up the whole class.
And babies, though. That's what tripped me out. Like, nigga, you didn't go to your school. You went to babies. You hit babies. What the fuck was going on in your head? You ain't get nobody that bullied you?
Yeah, and that was and I'm not sure what that had to do with, because he had went off on his grandmother or something earlier that day.
Yeah, he had popped her too.
Yeah, didn't he killed his grandma?
I don't think she died though, did she?
No, he popped her.
Yeah, he shot her.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know it wasn't that far from was that I'm out there, so. That shit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, all the gun laws they can make in the world, man, that ain't gonna stop niggas from getting them. Because you can still get a burner easy. Or still one of your parents.
But when you look at, you know what I'm saying, collaborating the topics together, you know, these street niggas that's retaliating towards each other and they heavily armed, then all of a sudden you see a man charged after a stray bullet struck a Detroit home, 11-year-old girl during a sleepover. What the fuck is that? What law protects against that shit?
No, probably the screen just went off. The screen timed up. Where's the button? You sure? Yeah. Is the charger going? All right, so look. Your name's still on the screen. And look, my thing is this though. My thing is this. We need to find alternative solutions to the problem because a piece of paper, a law, is not going to stop this, in my opinion. Guns, to me, are not the problem. It's the person wielding the gun that's the problem. If I take this remote control, and this remote control has the power to kill somebody, and I set it down on this table, it will stay there until somebody picks it up forever. That gun, that remote control will not hurt anybody until someone picks it up.
Can't nobody hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Know.
Oh shoot, I'm disconnected.
Did you hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I still can't hear y'all though. Damn. One second. Somebody just resume talking while I fix this.
Yeah.
This thing. Oh, look at that. In the pause. Really?
Oh yeah, you got it everywhere.
I got on this one. And I got on this one too.
I guess you're back now, but I still can't hear enough.
Oh yeah,
It's
you
on commercial. It's on commercial right here. Let me check my
Yeah, hey
virtual
Rich,
out.
did you know that though? You still can't hear us.
Yeah, I got it on this one.
Oh yeah, I see it on that one. The F5 one.
Mm-hmm.
Them boys be running.
And over here.
Oh, you got them all. You loaded.
Hell yeah.
Rich, you still with us?
Y'all, man, y'all
though.
did a good job, man. I mean, I don't know, Rich may be going through some technical difficulties at this time because I think it says recording. But, you know, I just want to commend you to your feedback, man. Very powerful, cuz, and my fellow good brother here on the other end. You know, I just really want us to really, really build this platform up. And for those that are listening, you know, please like, please subscribe, and comment. So that more people could experience these topics that we're discussing.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me.
So I'm gonna give Rich about another, say, 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, because we coming up on that 9 o'clock. Well, actually coming up on that 10 o'clock. And I'm gonna be wrapping it up for the evening, but and it was a pleasure hearing you two on the line.
Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. My internet went out for a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, did y'all hear? I was trying to make a point, and in the middle of it, that's when my internet went out. Did y'all hear what I was saying, or?
No, go ahead with the remote analogy right quick, because I need to hear that.
Basically, if this remote has the power to, well, y'all can't see me, so if this remote has the power to kill mass people, right? And I set it down here, it will sit there. If nobody touches it, if no other human being touches it, it will sit there and collect dust forever, right? So it's not the remote within its own power that kills. It's the intent and the motive of a human being to pick up that remote and push the button, right? So even if we pass a law, if somebody wants to kill, they're gonna find a way to kill. You had Muslims in other countries years ago who got in cars and ran over people. 9/11, they hijacked an airplane. So if you take a gun away, there's other ways to kill.
So do you think this the guy who went into the school and shot up those kids, you think if he ain't had the access to go get an AR-15, he would have went to the airport and got a plane and flew it into the school?
I'm saying
I'm
if
just
he
asking.
didn't, if he, yeah, but I hear a lot of sarcasm in that question too, cuz
I'm just
but
asking you, bro.
I know, and I'm gonna answer it. Uh, he would have found a different way to kill somebody. He probably would have researched how to make a bomb or anything.
But he wouldn't have been able to
Anything.
go get no AR-15 because there would have been a law in place, right?
That's what's gonna happen.
That's all we talking about. We talking about gun control. We're not talking about kill control.
So
We talk about gun control. We talking about limiting the free access of anybody just going to be able to go get a gun that could just go lay down 35 people in 1 minute. We ain't talking about airplanes and remote controls. We talking about what are we going to do about guns. See, that's the thing. Everybody want to deflect
Can you hear?
to everything else, and that take the focus off what we really talking about.
Right, which is the gun.
We talking about guns.
Right.
How do we stop motherfuckers from getting these guns that don't kill people on their own? We already know that.
Right.
But how do we stop motherfuckers from getting these guns and just going to kill 35 people in 1 minute?
Are we concerned about, okay, the guns is a problem, right? But if that kid really wanted to get a gun,
How do
You
we
don't
stop
think-
them?
No, how do we
You're
stop
not
it?
telling
Listen.
me how we stop them, bro. I don't
What
want
I'm
to hear about
saying-
if he wanted to get a gun and all that shit, because you just trying to make excuses. I'm asking
How we
you,
trying to stop it?
how do we stop the shit?
The law's got to be fine too. There's something. They got to make some better background.
I have
something.
some yeah. I have some alternative ideas, and there's
I
lots of
haven't heard one of them yet.
I'm gonna get to it. They got this new technology where a gun won't activate unless you it registers your fingerprint.
So that'll stop the guy
You know?
from going and getting an AR-15 and then go killing 35 people.
If the AR-15 has a fingerprint register on it, yes.
But he went and bought it legally.
And they not-
These
they
guys are not
like
obtaining-
being off a car.
Hey, they're
Yeah,
not
these niggas is
obtaining.
really, really creative.
They are not obtaining illegal
Oh, yeah.
firearms. That's what I'm
These
saying.
creative, baby.
They are going to purchase these firearms legally. They are not doing anything illegal. That's the point. It is too easy for these people just to, after you be 18 years old, just to go get an AR-15, bro. What do you do about that?
Look at her and why they're gonna be creative. They're gonna be able to get around all kind of shit.
Damn. What about the shootings that take place where the people are over 18? I'm trying to
All
think.
of them
I'm
over
trying to
18,
think.
'cause once you turn 18, you could go get the gun. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you turn 18, you can legally go in the store and get an AR-15 without a background check.
Right, without background check.
Oh, okay,
Without
yeah.
a without a
medical,
wait
nothing.
without a
They don't do
wait
any-
period or anything. You can just
They do
go
it
in there and
after
cop
the
that
fact to
bitch,
find
and
out
then
if
gonna
they had
spray up the
people
school the
in.
next day.
Which is
Right.
the reason why they did mass shootings
Yeah.
and stuff. But what about beforehand? How did he get that damn AR?
Right.
15. How did he get it?
Yeah.
Right? We're not
well,
talking about the street niggas who get an AR from their boy, or because these not the niggas who shooting up schools.